streaming page, just because performance on my computer is just it's acting weird.
Mhm.
Speaking of acting weird, Brave, why are you not responding? Technical difficulties, we.
Alright, custom status set. Updating my social medias.
There it goes. I do like how Blue Sky is becoming more and more just regular Twitter like.
Uh-huh. At least old Twitter.
Yeah, not toxic Twitter. Muskless Twitter.
Yeah, muskless Twitter.
That get the nastiest stink of whatever, you know.
Yeah. Although I do like using Musk Twitter specifically to mock Musk.
Mm-hmm.
Mock Musk and block fascists, block blue check, stuff
I
like
love
that.
how he's like, oh, free speech, and then suddenly, I'm gonna sue you because you
Yeah,
won't advertise.
yeah.
It's like,
Suing the advertisers. No, like he first tells the advertisers to leave and then sues them for leaving.
right. It's like, what did you expect was gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much reiterating the point above with the treasures. Very simplistic drawings.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think I've done all 3 shares. Yes. A simple little diamondy.
Yeah.
Little gems of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Gems of knowledge and pearls of wisdom.
Yeah.
I saw someone play through a game called Thank Goodness You're Here a little while ago.
Hmm.
It is very much a Britcom kind of a situation of a game. You wander around and you either slap things or you push things, and you're just this tiny little guy,
Hmm.
and everyone else is like normal size, but you're just they don't like they're just the first thing they say to you is always "Thank goodness you're here. I need this help with something,"
Right.
and you just have to slap and push things around until things are fixed. And a lot of the time, it's a storekeeper who needs help with their store, and you just basically demolish the place. And then they're like, "Oh, thank you for your help. This place has never looked better." Yeah, it's one of those short games that I hope I can pick up.
Yeah. Found out on a bright note, Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year was like $3. It's
Oh.
not compatible on the Steam Deck though.
Uh,
Like, darn it. last time I played it, it was the vanilla version, and it was on the PS4. But I really, been years since I played it.
Mm-hmm. Was that BioWare?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember it more for having EA's name on it than BioWare's.
I know. At that point, pretty much. And the one thing I hated about the newer ones was the fact that you didn't have a full in depth conversation of what you're doing. It's just
Oh.
neutral response, angry response, happy response, you know?
Wow.
It's not as good.
I mean, I heard some Western RPGs at the time were trying to revolutionize the conversation system
And at
in
the same time, Fallout did that too. Fallout
yeah.
4.
All right.
And I don't like it. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. I'm suddenly reminded of the conversations in Darksiders 2.
Hmm.
I think it's Darksiders 2. It's been such a long time since I played that. But yeah, I think any conversational options on the right side advance the plot, and any conversation options on the left side, like of a circle of responses you can choose, and any responses on the left side would give you more info about like lore and stuff. Dollar sign?
Gems?
All in the standard red, blue, and green.
Mhm. Yeah.
Shrug.
I think that's good enough for a console.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, saving this.
Mm-hmm.
That is a done picture, and let me just open up a new one.
Time to do some freehand.
Yeah.
Some new age Bob Ross. New generation Bob Ross.
Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with this color.
Kind of an overcast afternoon.
Very muted palette.
Overcast, maybe fall, autumn afternoon sky.
May sound crazy to do this.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
Ooh, what kind of brush is that?
It's a just a little brush that's labeled paper, but it has a really nice texture.
Hmm. Would it be like crumpling up paper and dipping it into paint and sort of blotching it over the canvas?
Possibly.
Hmm. That's pretty good for like greenery in fog.
Hmm. So I don't know if I really like. Hold on. Oh, I messed up. Anyway.
Mhm.
Maybe a little on the opacity. Hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe not that. That one. Although, maybe start with something like the liner brush.
Yeah.
Something to get a base and then going from there.
Hmm.
Actually, so I don't lose this color because that would be a shame.
Saving a layer with just that color on it.
And the blue. I'm gonna try making a yellow ochre.
I don't think I hear your voice coming through on the stream.
Oh, I yeah, I'm here. OBS says it.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I think maybe just my voice is coming through a lot louder.
Mm. I mean, not surprising. My voice is kind of
You're coming through really clear on my headset though, so
okay.
it's I imagine like maybe just what is it? A dynamic range compression on your mic might
Mm-hmm.
help.
Back to the liner part.
Yes.
We are going to start with a healthy coating of dirt.
I'm imagining a foggy Texas autumn.
Or just a patch, a trail.
Yeah. Walking the beaten path.
Yeah. And I kind of want to get like a darker color. What I'm gonna do. Maybe not that dark. I'm trying to get like a flow here of trying to mix these colors a little.
Hmm.
Of course, I did that on the wrong layer, but it's okay. I'm just trying that whole idea of having like a base color to mix everything with.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So layer 1 is like your little palette in hand.
right. Although that being said, I think it does need a smidge darker. Actually, a smidge redder. Hmm.
A little bit of exposed clay on the path.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long ago it was, but I saw a tutorial on basically making clay out of whatever local dirt is available to you. It
Right.
was pretty interesting.
Pretty interesting, but the only problem is like the flint and the dirt and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Getting the really hard stuff out of it.
Hmm.
When I was in elementary, um, I had heard like it was kind of common knowledge that like you basically never need to buy clay; it's everywhere. But I didn't think it was easy as that video showed.
Yeah.
Like, I was pretty sure you had to dig to a certain depth to get to clay
Ah,
or something like that.
no. Depends on the dirt, because
Yeah.
there are some dirts, especially in the south, for example, that are super rich in clay. Bright orange. It's like you could tell it from a mile away, saying, "Yep,
Wow.
that's clay."
I think we've got mostly grayish clays around here.
Hmm.
Grays are maybe tinted more red. Nothing quite as nothing quite what I'm imagining when you say bright orange.
Yeah, like terracotta orange.
Hmm. I'm imagining like orange fruit orange colored clay, just naturally occurring.
It can be pretty orange.
Hmm. It's really nice seeing the paints just kind of mix as you work them on the canvas there.
Hmm. It's a really nice process. It's very relaxing.
A unique feature of Rebel.
Well, and painting in general. Just overall, eventually you'll get what you want with a little work.
Hmm. Just keep chipping away at it.
Hmm. And in terms of traditional, if it doesn't turn out, let it dry.
Hmm.
And if it still doesn't turn out right, just paint over it. You'll be
Yeah.
fine. Just a random divot.
A lot of wagons hitting a bump there.
Yeah. Or just the mud kind of
Just being
sliding
soft.
over.
Yeah.
I like to think this path just kind of goes off into a cliff on one end and it kind of wraps around whatever it is on the other end.
All right. So now it kind of looks a bit more like a mountain path.
Or just a winding dirt path that's very just. It's seen some days. I'm thinking about.
Last night, around when I was feeling sleepy, someone posted, like someone that I've never seen before, had posted a model for people to put clothes on, and I was so tempted to try it,
Mm-hmm.
but I was feeling sleepy. I was like, I opened up the image in GIMP and started painting clothes over, and like this looks horrible, because like the basic model is shaded, and the clothes I was painting over weren't shaded.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it happens.
I suppose I could make the clothes like semi-transparent and just kind of copy the shading over.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's definitely going to be a weird clash of two styles
Mm-hmm.
if I do get that image done.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm reminded of all those little. Well, there was a paper doll I remember having as a little kid.
Hmm.
My great grandma got it because she tended to get a lot of stuff at like thrifting places and whatnot, and it was a Madeline paper doll thing.
All right.
And I just remember having a folder full of all these little things that I could put on the paper doll. It was so cute.
Yeah, there's a couple people on I want to say like YouTube Shorts and Twitter that post these videos of paper characters doing like they've got little valves and switches behind their paper dolls that let them like blink or open up an umbrella or something like that.
Right.
Paper puppets, I guess, paper puppetry.
Hmm.
It's kind of neat how expressive they can make these little dolls with just what seems like the most minimal or like the I want to say a modular way of crafting it.
I think I'll use this for the grass. A base of just some patches of green, and then
Yeah.
I'll work from there.
I guess the grass is drying in preparation for winter.
Yeah, or it could just be. Hmm,
Some yellow grasses and green grasses mixing.
yeah, or the dirt kind of permeating through as well.
All right.
I figured that'd be an easier way to have patches if I wanted.
Hmm.
I could get some green and some yellow grass, because, yeah. In terms of grass colors, a lot of grass colors, it is mostly yellows, because you see, like, especially with wild grass, what you see is
Hmm.
typically the dried out seed pod thing.
Yeah, yeah. And that's very prominent around here.
Hmm.
The hinterlands.
Yeah.
There used to be a segment on TV called the Hinterland Who's Who. And yeah, they would just I want to say it was just like a 1 or 2 minute segment between shows or like during the commercial break where they would like educate people on the wildlife around these provinces.
Hmm. I don't know why, but for a while I got this one show that I watched as a little kid stuck in my head. Like, it was an animal, um, a man, bleh, an animal segment and whatnot, and it had a 3D animated lizard, and it
Hmm.
was called Amazing Animals, and it was really cute. It's very kid centric. Like, it's
Okay.
definitely its audience is little children,
Oh
but
yeah.
it was very adorable, and
Oh yeah.
for the time it was kind of interesting. A 3D gecko and whatnot.
Hmm. I mean, there's kids shows that I'll go back to, and like, I'm not sure if it's just like if I would still like this if I never watched it when I was little, but it's still super compelling. Like, there's this one mathematics show called Square One TV,
Hmm.
and it is just so many good, catchy songs about math that like I can go back and like it's one of those shows that I want to binge watch today,
Hmm.
even if it is meant to be like an educational show for kids.
Hmm.
I couldn't get enough of it back then even. Like I would rush home from school, well, as much as you can rush when you're waiting for a bus to get to your stop.
Right.
But yeah, I would anxiously be sitting on the bus waiting to get home so I could watch
Hmm.
Square One TV.
But now I have distinct memories of things like they were showing crocodiles taking their young in their mouths, and the little lizard's like, "Oh, hey, the mom's eating the lizard." Like,
Yeah.
fan
It's
brush.
very easy to imagine it that way, I guess.
Hmm.
Because, like, our mouths can't do much other than eat. We can't really store stuff in our mouths unless it's hard candy.
Right.
Or chewing gum.
And like the little animated lizard, it looked pretty good for the time. It's well
Mm-hmm.
outdated now, but you know,
How would it compare to, like, the reboot characters?
I would say pretty men. Look up Amazing Animals.
Alright, yeah.
Like it looks good for like 90s standards.
Was it a National Geographic show?
I, either that or Discovery Kids.
Okay. That seems to be National Geographic Kids
Oh,
seems to be the first result.
some type of kid centric.
And now,
I'm just looking up some random episodes to see if that 3D lizard shows up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could even see it on the Google image search.
Yeah, I guess. I see a frilled lizard. Amazing Animals mascot.
Henry the Lizard.
Henry the lizard, okay.
Yep.
Oh, it's a scribbly. No, wait. Is it a scribbly looking lizard?
It's a 3D one.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah, the first couple results are like scribbly fan art. But okay, I see the 3D one now. Yeah, it looks about right for the time.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the first thing that comes to mind is the Donkey Kong Country 3D cartoon.
Yeah, I think that proceeds a little.
Okay. Yeah, seems like it would fit right in there.
This wants to fan out like a fan brush, but it is not a fan brush. The problem.
I remember you were having a lot of trouble finding a good fan brush.
Yes, this one has a fan brush, but the problem is the fan brush is more. It's good for if you want to do ferns,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't always want to paint ferns. Sometimes I like to paint waterfalls with my fan brush.
Yeah. You haven't done a like a meat space painting stream in a while, have you?
Meat space painting.
Yeah, like with your camera pointing down over your canvas, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. I need to, but I also need to have time to get it all
Yes.
set up and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I had to ditch my gouache set because, well, moths.
Moths got into the gouache.
Oh, it was
Do they-
horrible.
Do they eat the things?
No, they just nested around
Oh.
it. I'm like, I.
I guess you have to keep the next time you get a gouache set, keep it in like a hermetically sealed container or something.
Or at least a Ziploc.
Yeah. Moths wouldn't chew through a Ziploc bag, would they?
They shouldn't, but found means to keep them away and whatnot, so hopefully.
Yeah. I've been using I've been trying to get ever since I moved here. I've been trying to get more like glass, metal, or silicon boxes and things. Just basically hard surfaces that don't break down into dust.
Right.
Minimizing plastic, but there's also uh trying to go for like BPA free plastic and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, sealable boxes to keep my stuff in so that bugs and stuff don't get in and dust doesn't settle on it.
Definitely, because dealing with that, it was awful.
Actually, one really weird thing about the first house that I grew up in, my mom would cook with oil so often and on such high temperatures that the very, very top surfaces of the house were covered in dust, which was permeated with oil, and then more dust on top of that. So it was like a natural flypaper.
That is so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't envy the cleaning situation.
Mm-hmm. I like what what gets me today about it is that like why are there surfaces that are so close to the ceiling? Actually, I'm just looking up right now and I'm seeing that there are some surfaces near the ceiling in my current house. They're very like there's very few of them, but it feels like it's just asking for a layer of dust and oil. Well, I don't cook with that much oil, but like just something to build up on those surfaces that is a nightmare to clean. And the only reason that that it wouldn't be a nightmare is because you don't reach up that high, you don't store anything up there. So it's not gonna look ugly or feel sticky or anything because it's just so out of the way. But it does feel like just knowing that it's there, it feels like it is a surface that needs to be cleaned.
Right.
At the very least, so it doesn't turn into a natural flypaper.
Having patches of dirt here that aren't, it's nice to have some variety here.
So you got some overgrown. What about like a little patch of mushrooms or something? Because like where there's high nutrition and low nutrition, you'll find little patches of mushrooms trying to distribute the nutrients in the soil.
Neat to see. Maybe have a tree with a few slots on it. I think also to add some depth here. We're going to get this color, make it a little bit more hazy, more blue. More of like a hazy blue. Or hazy green, rather, in this case.
Yeah.
see a little bit of that path just kind of popping out, saying, I'm here. I'm still here.
I'm going somewhere. Just hear me out. Trust me, I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. Kind of blending that in a little bit. You might not see all the dirt patch. Maybe it's blocked by, different patches of grass or maybe
Random overgrowth.
Yeah.
I wonder what people did, or if they did anything to prevent their paths from getting grown over. Because like with the modern road and sidewalk systems, it seems kind of complex in that you have to have like a thick layer of dirt and then like a layer of concrete and then another layer of like dead dirt or something or sand.
I think some of it too was like, herbs and whatnot that didn't really, a lot of those don't overgrow past a certain point.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
Seems like the left might turn into a lake or something.
That is way too light. That is still way too light. It's kind of foggy. Maybe you don't see too far. Maybe see a little hint of what might be a forest.
Hunting grounds for a medieval adventuring party.
Yeah. Maybe you just see hints of some of these trees because it's foggy. You might not see the whole thing.
Yeah. Have you done much like interior painting since the inn?
No, and I I still need to finish it, honestly, now that I'm thinking of it.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that like you can do this outdoor stuff really easily. Well, you make it look really easy.
Hmm.
But I remember you mentioning that you wanted to work on your indoor stuff, your
Yeah,
indoor skills.
because outdoor stuff, it's pretty easy to me because there's a lot of imperfections you can get away with, and
Ah. Whereas everything indoors is deliberately designed and sculpted.
yeah,
Okay.
a lot of things in nature, paintings and whatnot, it's a lot of trick of the mind,
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, not everything is perfect.
Yeah. Branches branching off in seemingly random directions.
Mm-hmm. Gonna take this color and I'm just gonna cheat and change the values of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that green. That maybe more muted. Yeah. Few shelf mushrooms.
Yeah. Just near the base.
Yeah.
Chicken of the woods.
Hmm.
You ever had that?
No, mushrooms. It's a weird texture thing with me.
Okay. Just like with sushi, right?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. I've been having lion's mane mushroom in my coffee for a while. I mean, it's a drink, so there's no texture to deal with there.
mhm.
But I will sometimes get like a pack of cheap crimini mushrooms and then just cook the heck out of them because apparently they're impossible to overcook.
Mm.
Like, apparently, if you want to cook some mushrooms in oil, first you want to add water to the mushrooms so that when that water boils out, you know that the water in the mushrooms has steamed out as well.
Mhm.
If you cook the mushrooms by themselves, if you try to saute the mushrooms by themselves, they will start losing water. Like they'll start almost. It seems like they'll be generating water to put into the pan, and then like you'll add oil and they'll absorb the oil and put out water, and it'll feel like you've used way too much oil by the time you're done cooking them.
Mhm.
But if you start with water and then cook the mushrooms, boil the mushrooms in the water until the water evaporates out, and then add the oil, then they'll cook properly. Alternatively, put the mushrooms in the microwave to steam out to steam out and dry them.
Mhm. Just a small patch too.
Yeah. The the mycelial network is healthy. Just
Yeah.
to show that the mycelial network in the ground is healthy. Have you ever done a painting with a fairy ring in it?
A fairy ring.
Uh-huh. It's a circle of mushrooms that that had like a mythology around them that like fairies would gather in them.
Hmm.
But apparently it is just a phenomenon with how certain mushrooms grow.
Yeah. I have not. But I have
Well, just something
seen
to consider for a future
like
piece.
I have seen with how some mushrooms spore out and whatnot,
Hmm.
how there'll be some in a perfectly round circle and it's
Hmm.
just really cute. That is not the right color I need.
I guess
But
these would be little criminies as well. Little white-capped mushrooms.
yeah. There's a lot of white cat mushrooms where I am. I don't know exactly what kind they are.
Okay. Yeah. I think the criminies that we get around here are basically the most common, like, wild-ish variety of mushroom you could find. I mean, that's not advising people to eat random mushrooms they find,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, if you're looking for mushrooms, most of the time you're probably referring to, like, the cheap criminy ones.
Mhm. I don't know what kind grow here. All I know is they're typically white and I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah, I think the death caps are also white as well. So yeah, not a good, not a gamble you want to take,
You know.
unless like unless your hobby has been mushroom picking for like years, so you can tell the difference between like
Yeah.
death caps and amanitas and all
Only if you're a pro forager. And
that.
even then,
Yeah, I know there's one pro forager on my Twitter timeline, and they talk about like the morels and stuff that they find nearby near their house. Apparently, morels are like gold. They're worth their weight in gold around there.
hmm,
They seem a bit. They look like if you crossbred a crumpet and a mushroom.
hmm.
They've got like holes in them, like really like certain kinds of bread. Got a nice little ecosystem going on here.
Yeah.
Almost wanna almost wanna put like a deer poking its head out of the out of the forest in the background or something.
Mhm.
Or a rabbit hopping around in the field.
Maybe it's in the trees, though. You know, around the trees and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever play Terraria when it was
I played
popular?
Terraria at some point. I do still have it in Steam.
Okay. Yeah, these colors remind me a little bit of Terraria for some odd reason. Never actually played it myself. Well, I did play it a bit. I was disenchanted by it pretty quick though.
Mm.
Just didn't really hold me.
I think the problem too around the time Minecraft was still,
Yeah, and Terraria was just considered like a 2D Minecraft.
which is a shame. It is a good game. It's just it got compared amongst its peers.
Yeah. It was too early for a Minecraft clone to show up. Now though, now people are looking for alternatives to Minecraft, so now
Right.
might be their chance to shine. Now would probably be a good time for me to try and follow up on the I found a tutorial on how to build Minecraft in C++,
Yeah.
and I want to try and put my own spin on it. For one thing, instead of having to carry like a pickaxe and an axe and a hammer and a shears and a flint and steel, and having to equip them on your hotbar all the time, I would probably just make it so that when you interact with an object, you'll automatically use the correct tool for it. So, like, if you click on a tree, you will use an axe on it. If you click on a dirt block, you'll use a shovel on it. If you click on a stone block, then you'll use a pickaxe on it, that kind of thing. You don't have to equip the right tool for the right job and carry those tools in your hotbar all the time.
Mhm.
Because in every Minecraft game and every Minecraft clone that I've played, that was that was a big annoying thing for me, having to carry around and equip like 10 tools for 10 different harvesting things that I wanted to do.
Right.
When I used to play Minecraft, there was this one guy who would actually just he would be so condescending to people, like if they didn't have a shovel to dig dirt and they were doing it with their fist or something like that.
I'm sorry, but you are not playing it right if your first day isn't spent in a sand, like in a
A
dirt.
dirt hut, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like digging into the side of a mountain and just putting a door
Yeah.
somewhere in it.
It's like leave me alone. It's night.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
I remember when Dragon Quest Builders 2 came out, um, they added, I think it was online co-op in the main campaign. Oh no, wait, online co-op aside from the main campaign. So you can play it. You can't have online players interrupt your main campaign, but you can play sort of a non. You can play on islands that don't affect the main campaign and invite your players to that.
Mhm.
But yeah, one of the big things that Dragon Quest Builders 2 did was give you underwater exploration. They added details underwater and gave you an incentive to swim around. I don't think you could even swim in Minecraft underwater at that time, and there was nothing underwater to look for. So then, like, maybe 3 or 4 months after Dragon Quest Builders 2 came out, Minecraft came up with the underwater update.
Hmm. I remember years years ago I had a Kindle and
Uh
they
huh.
had a Minecraft version for that and
Uh huh.
I just remember playing on that. I made a roller coaster out of the carts in creative mode.
Okay.
It's really fun. It's surprisingly really easy to do, especially in creative mode.
Yeah, when you have unlimited resources.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think when I was most active in Minecraft, I played it on the Wii U, and I had what I would do is I would build a gigantic spiral staircase down to as far as I could go, and like I wanted to find diamonds so I could make diamond equipment. And I did like there was a very specific technique people would do to try and find diamonds, and it was something like go down to Y minus 10 or something like that, and you dig a tunnel that's just big enough for you to walk through, and every 5 steps, build tunnels off to the sides. And if there are diamonds anywhere in that area, then you will see them in the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And once you do see them, I think you can blast them out with dynamite or something.
Hmm.
Like I'm not sure exactly how they did it, like to balance speed and efficiency or whatever. I don't think I found very many diamonds. especially not enough to make equipment out of. But there was an update that came out around there where you could get like equipment of mending,
Hmm.
where if you do stuff with the equipment, the extra experience goes towards fixing the durability on it. And I'm just like, okay, I don't need diamonds anymore. I just want equipment that I don't have to keep rebuilding, and I just want equipment that I don't have to keep rebuilding.
Hmm.
So I just stuck with cheap materials and put mending enchantments on them.
Right.
I don't even remember what my goal was. There was one goal to build a monster dropper, that is, build a monster spawn location way high up, and then a whole bunch of like water conveyor belts into a middle drop where they would fall to the point they'd fall into a pit, and when they landed, they'd have like one hit point, and there's like just a tiny little visible slot on the bottom where you could like stick a sword in and
Hmm.
take that last hit point out. So then you would gain the experience and all their loot, and that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I don't think I had like an end goal with that world that I built in that Minecraft
Hmm.
server there.
I remember once having one world where it was creative mode. I had a pig, and its name was Jeremy. I don't know why I named it Jeremy, but its name was Jeremy.
All right. Yeah. Around the time when I was active, there were a couple of videos going out about like how to automate stuff,
Hmm.
how to make like automatic lava generators and egg generators and gold generators even.
Hmm.
I tried to do some of that stuff, but a lot of it involved being in creative mode, and I didn't like being in creative mode. I wanted to play in like the survival mode.
Right. I get you.
So yeah, so it was much more difficult to get anything automated. And also, like when you're in creative mode, why do you even need generators? You can just create the thing.
Hmm.
If you need lava, just create lava.
Right.
One thing that was a bit difficult to wrap my head around at the time was when you need water and lava to generate from somewhere. There's two different kinds of lava and water blocks. There's the one that generates water, and there's the one that's just one drop of water or one block of water.
Hmm.
And if you don't harvest the right kind of block, and they look practically identical. I want to say they look identical.
Hmm.
But yeah, like if you get the wrong block, then you've just wasted a whole bunch of, well, maybe not so much with water, but like with lava, if you get the wrong type of lava block, then you've wasted a whole bunch of effort in trying to get lava. And it's easy to destroy lava generator blocks too.
Mm.
And that caused a lot of anxiety with like I mean there's probably like a million such blocks, but still when you destroy a finite resource, there's a real stress associated with that.
Mm.
You got your happy little clouds.
Yeah, I'm trying to make them more fog-like, though.
Okay. Like a rolling fog.
Yeah.
Hey, Squeak. You want some crunchies? Got some crunchies for you. Crunchies. Me? Meow. Come on, stand up. Just stand up. There you go. Oh, such a good kitten. I can feel his spine a little bit, which means that he has entered his senior years. Senor Kitten Kitten.
There we go.
Hey, that's really good. From a blank canvas to a moody, foggy autumn afternoon.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrebrina.
Hey,
Good to see you here as always.
there we go. Maybe not that bright though.
Yeah. That's more like a bright, foggy morning.
hmm There we go. A little
Ah,
less saturated.
yeah. Yeah, we'll have to put some gain or some compression on her microphone, I think.
Mm, sorry. I am a soft speaker too. It doesn't help.
OBS can compensate for that. You just gotta put the right filters on your mic.
Add just a little bit of. There isn't much of a light source, but there's still shadow.
Yeah. There's still a sun in the sky, so there's still gotta be a shadow on the ground.
hmm At the very least, a tree casting whatever light from the clouds and all that.
Yeah. Suddenly I'm reminded of the eclipse photos that you posted.
Oh, yeah. Like, the worst day to have overcast,
Yeah.
but at the same time, the best because,
You get these weird shadows and everything.
yep.
Weird lighting and shadow anomalies. Or phenomena.
hmm
Phenomena. Weird
Yeah,
light and shadow phenomena. Fog is always a good way to add mystique or suspense. Yeah.
yeah.
Path leading to a mushroomy tree
Yeah.
with what may or may not be chicken of the woods growing on it.
And for all we know, it's some other poisonous
Oh
shelf
yeah.
mushroom.
I'm not totally sure, but I want to say that there was a recent YouTube short about like a mushroom expert saying something like only 1%, 1 or 2% of the mushrooms you find are poisonous. But yeah, still, if you're not an expert or a
Yeah.
hobbyist, experienced hobbyist, probably best to leave that. Or like if you do want to pick mushrooms just for the sake of picking them, then take them to an expert before you cook them,
hmm
or at least take a photograph. Hi, squeakies. Oh, it's lap time. The way he just like stares at me sometimes.
hmm
Oh, such a good kitten. I saw a guy deep fried chicken of the woods, and then before the video ended, he told about its look-alike. That was poisonous. And I'm guessing he also means that like the poison in that look-alike cannot be cooked out.
Mm.
What is the poisonous variant called? Looking for my phone so I can look it up.
Like, I think I saw something like that, and it was basically like I think it was the jack o' lantern.
Oh, is it
Jack o'.
also a shelf mushroom?
No, but it is an orange mushroom that grows
Ah,
pretty close to it.
okay.
If you pay attention, you could see it, but you know, it's an orange mushroom growing on a tree.
Mm. If it grows in the same way, like I think the main identifying factor of chicken of the woods is that it grows as a shelf
Mm,
on the tree.
yeah,
So yeah, if it's another one that's growing like a shelf like that, then
yeah.
yeah, don't
It
just
has
pick any
gills
shelf
though,
mushroom.
so
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a surprising amount of mushroom YouTube shorts, like pointing out the differences and stuff.
yeah.
Like I'm not in a part of the city where I can just casually go out and pick mushrooms, but it is interesting. And there are some like tastes. There are some mushrooms that I want to try, like truffles for one thing. Like they're super expensive and hard to find, but at the same time, I've heard people say that they don't really taste that special. People just buy them because they're expensive. So now I'm curious.
Added a little bit of yellow speckle to this, just for texture purposes, really. That's a
Hmm.
nice little texture.
Yeah. Had a long day. Just gonna lurk here for now. Might put in my 2 cents occasionally. Okay, okay.
Yeah. I think I'm mostly, well, with this mostly done.
Hmm.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
this is looking pretty. This is looking pretty done, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you wanted to add some animals like rabbits or deer or fireflies or something, but other than that, like this is a pretty serene picture that just the way it is.
Yeah. I think just leave the area be as is, like
Yeah.
a nice moody. Could be foreboding, could just be like, okay, go down here, but
Yeah.
it just.
Just gotta pop down to the grocer's.
Mm-hmm.
It's foggy, but I need my milk.
Yep. Milk is important.
Gotta have your signature.
Yep. And I think that's it for right now. Something.
Yeah.
Well, you know, another thing I could probably add here too, little patches of white flowers or something.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe even pink flowers, something.
Just some those little wildflowers that you'd find.
Yeah.
They're just they're out of the way, but they're colorful, so they're there.
Yeah.
Very rarely you'll find a uh, a wild rose growing in an Alberta wild rose growing in Nose Hill Park. It
Mm.
used to be a park that was on the border of the city, so that it was basically open to wildlife wandering in and out. But it has since closed as the city has grown.
Oh.
The wildlife is now um, porcupines, deer, and wolves, and of course dragonflies and mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Um, but there used to be mountain lions or cougars, I should say. Squeakies. You're not a mountain lion. You're a squeaky kitten. Brrr. Brrr. Yeah, the little unassuming flowers that grow among the grasses.
Yeah. Like there's a bunch in Texas that are just these little pink flowers. They pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
Along with blue bonnets as well. More, I see more of these than I do the blue bonnets, though.
I wonder if people tend to pick them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not technically illegal.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was to pick blue bonnets, but no. It's illegal if you're picking it off of someone's property.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm like, well, that actually makes sense. You know, no one wants their flowers to be picked unless if it's
Yeah.
literally pick these flowers here, please. I don't want them.
Yeah. I mean, I would be a little bit concerned if our wildflower, if Alberta's flower went extinct because every time someone saw an Alberta wild rose, they picked it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like,
like populations just tend to be dumb like that.
Mhm.
And oops, we picked our national flower to extinction.
Yeah. I feel like.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was illegal.
Mhm. I mean, the misconception is it's illegal, and even I thought that for
I'd say it's a
some
good
point.
misconception to have.
Yeah, that's fair. Because they are really pretty, and
Mhm.
yeah. I had one person who thought that they couldn't grow, well, that they couldn't
Really?
buy seeds. I'm like, I see them at every souvenir booth. Every souvenir booth. And you can get them at home improvement stores.
Hmm. Where was your friend looking?
Uh, basically, I have no clue.
I'm at soup. Why are you at the soup store?
Yeah. But no. I don't know. But, I mean, it could be. The one thing that I find that's hard to buy is poppy seeds. Now, obvious reasons, but I just like the flowers. They're pretty.
Yeah.
It's a nice, big, pretty flower, and a lot of places are like, yeah, no, you're not, we're not selling these plants. Like,
Hmm.
no.
You would think someone would have like bred a de-opiumed poppy seed or de-opiumed poppy.
Hmm. I mean, well, now given, the, you know, with all that with poppy, I kind of don't want to handle those because it feels like an angel trumpet situation.
Ah.
You know, where it's poisonous to the point where you need gloves, I'd
Ah.
imagine.
Yeah. Now I wonder why those flowers are called angel trumpets.
Because they look like angel trumpets.
Oh yeah, I
And
guess
if
they
you're
kind of.
laying under it, you're going to see some more.
Brugmansia is a genus of 7 species of flowering plants in the nightshade family.
Hmm?
In the nightshade family.
Oh, yeah, it does look like a nightshade. The flowers of nightshade plants just don't look solid to me, if it makes sense. They look very frail.
Yeah, they look pretty. They look like they're gonna fall off if you touch them the wrong way.
Hmm. It's amazing how much we got use out of some of these out of nightshade based plants, and most times it was just desperation
Mm,
because
yeah.
potatoes, tomatoes, and all that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with potatoes, the potatoes are fine, but the fruit that they grow is deadly, and they look like tomatoes.
Oh wow. Yeah, and arena potatoes and tomatoes are also in the nightshade family. Pretty sure eggplants are too.
Yep, they are.
Yeah. I learned recently, I think from an Adam Ragusea video, that like every plant between broccoli and cauliflower is the
Yep.
same plant, including
Bro-
that really crazy looking fractal one.
mhm. Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, Brussels
Mm,
sprouts.
yes.
They're all related. And it was all just bred to do different things.
Yeah, yeah. That like we did that with genetic manipulation
Hmm.
or artificial selection.
Yeah. It's like whenever people say non genetically modified fruit or this and that, I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
It's all genetically modified, otherwise,
Hmm.
we'd still have seeded bananas.
Yeah. Well, not just seeded bananas. We wouldn't have like what we had. Bananas would just be too much of a chore to eat because all of our bananas are they're a monoculture for one thing,
Yeah, because,
and they're entirely bred like entirely artificially selected for. Wild bananas were like huge, thick husk, lots of seeds, and just a tiny amount of fruit pulp in the middle.
mhm,
And it was nowhere near as good tasting as bananas are to us, like our current grocery store bananas are.
mhm.
The downside of bananas being a monoculture is that if a disease hits one banana, it's gonna hit all of them.
Hmm. But yeah, well, it hit the Gross Michael variety of bananas, which is basically the
Yeah.
banana flavor that is what banana flavoring is
Yeah.
based off of.
Yeah.
And you can still get them, not as common as the Cavendish, but yeah, that's why banana flavoring tastes a lot different than actual bananas.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. Honestly, they should bring multiple types so that way, like
Yeah, they
apples,
totally should.
there's, variety.
Yeah. But I guess the big challenge is getting people to buy them. Like if
Hmm.
when someone wants to buy a banana, they probably want the monoculture banana.
Hmm.
So getting them to try it would mean I think you'd probably have to convince the people who weren't going to buy a banana first,
Yeah.
and
Al-
then yeah, the people
Although,
who
I've heard, like, the older banana has a more mild flavor, so
yeah.
honestly, might not be
Mm.
bad. The
Yeah,
only
yeah.
downside is convincing the companies that grow the bananas, and that's a whole can of worms I don't want to touch
Hmm.
with a 50-foot pole.
Hmm. You know what? A banana with a milder flavor would be good for
Hmm.
vegetable smoothies.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because yeah, like adding a banana to a smoothie is more to make it smoother
Hmm.
rather than to add banana flavor.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think a plantain would work in that case because you need to cook plantains. They're a little bit
Hmm.
harder than regular bananas.
Hmm.
And plantains are pretty much more or less used like potatoes in a sense. You
Yeah,
cut them, you fry them in a pan,
they got
or
more starch and less and more of a neutral flavor, right?
and you can make chips out of them. It's imagine essentially dried banana chips, but
Yeah,
not sweet.
yeah.
It's pretty much a potato chip at that point, just banana shaped.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
yeah.
banana
A potato
slice
chip with
shape.
different flavor. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I I do like plantains. They look gross at the grocery store all the time, but that's
Oh
just
wow.
how they grow. They look, they're either green or they're brown because it's just how they are.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
they either look like an unripe or overripe banana.
yeah. And it's a little bit more angular and longer than a regular banana.
Okay. I'm not sure if we have them in like Indian food stores, but we might have I'm pretty sure there are some like canned cooked banana products. Just
Hmm.
as we have like mango chutney, which is made from unripe green mangoes,
Hmm.
and it tastes very spicy. It has a very unique flavor,
Hmm.
but like you see the word mango, and you're not going to like you might expect one thing, and you're going to get something completely different.
Hmm.
Imagine we probably have banana products similar to that.
Yeah. I think for the most part, well, in terms of plantains, it's mostly just the chips. And also, I think you can buy plantain flour
Oh,
because it's
yeah,
very starchy.
sense. Yeah, like when you mentioned that you could treat them like potatoes.
Yep,
Yeah, that
essentially.
basically makes sense.
That's how they're mostly used. Like, they're eaten as chips or they're pan fried or whatever. It's practically, essentially, a potato.
Mango. Woman stand, woman go. Man stand, mango. there's a uh, there's a pun in Bengali involving mangoes as well.
Hmm.
Because like when I think I told this before actually, like when I think it was my grandpa, my mom's dad, asked me like how do you say mango in Bengali, and I'm like and he interrupted me and said that's right.
Oh Oh my goodness. The answer is yes.
Yeah. The answer is
Yeah. That feels like such a dad joke
Yeah.
situation. Oh, man. She's all curled up. Well, I think it's a good time to cut the stream.
Yes.
Thank y'all for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, bye.
Bye.